For years, we've contorted our brains, cramming in special characters, numbers, and random capitalization, all to create that unbreakable password. But what if I told you this agonizing ritual is finally heading for the digital graveyard? We all know the drill. Enter a password that's at least 12 characters, includes a capital letter, a number, a symbol, and the tail of a unicorn. It's frustrating, and honestly, a bit ridiculous. But now, major tech players are saying enough is enough. Microsoft, for instance, has publicly stated the password era is ending, and they've already started offering password-free login alternatives by default to new users. So, why are these digital guardians suddenly so keen to ditch our trusty, if often flimsy, alphanumeric keys? Well, the truth is, passwords have become a gaping hole in our digital security. We use weak ones, we reuse them across multiple services, and sophisticated attackers can crack an 8-character password in minutes, sometimes even seconds. Imagine leaving your front door unlocked, with a sticky note on it saying, "Please don't steal my stuff." That's essentially what a weak password is doing. But it's not just about weak choices. Cybersecurity experts like Benoit Grunwald from ESET point out that passwords are often the main prize in data leaks, especially when companies themselves improperly store them. We saw a chilling example of this last June when researchers uncovered a massive database containing around 16 billion login credentials, all amassed from hacked files. That's an almost unfathomable amount of personal data just floating out there. This constant vulnerability has tech giants rushing to find safer alternatives. Organizations like the Fast Identity Online Alliance, or FIDO, which brings together behemoths like Google, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and TikTok, are actively working on creating and popularizing password-free login methods. Their biggest push involves something called access keys, or passkeys. Think of it like turning your smartphone into a physical, highly secure key for your online life. Instead of typing a password, you use your device to authorize logins, often with a simple PIN or biometric input like your fingerprint or face recognition. The advantages here are huge. Troy Hunt, from the Have I Been Pawned website, which tells you if your details have been leaked, emphasizes a crucial benefit. With passkeys, you simply cannot accidentally give your credentials to a phishing site. That's a game changer, because phishing attempts are one of the most common ways cybercriminals trick us into handing over our information. But before we celebrate too loudly, it's worth remembering that the last rites have been read for passwords many times before. Troy Hunt himself recalls that a decade ago, we heard the same predictions, yet today, we actually have more passwords than ever. Many smaller platforms still rely on traditional usernames and passwords, and the transition to a new, unfamiliar system can be confusing for users. Passkeys need setup on a device, and recovering them if you forget your PIN or lose your phone is a bit more complicated than a simple password reset. Ultimately, people know how to use passwords, for better or worse. So, will passwords disappear tomorrow? Probably not entirely. They're like that old, rusty car you can't quite get rid of just yet. But the writing is clearly on the wall, and the shift is undeniably happening. It puts a new kind of responsibility on us, doesn't it? Protecting our devices becomes paramount. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Are you ready to finally ditch the password for good? Let us know what you think.